The new Italian drama series, Mrs. Playmen, dives deep into one of the most fascinating and controversial chapters of Italy's pop culture history. It tells the story of Adelina Tatilo, the bold and fearless woman who revolutionized erotic magazines in the 1970s by launching Playmen, often referred to as Italy's version of Playboy. The show is stylish, daring, and unapologetically raw as it explores how Tatilo changed public attitudes about sexuality and women's empowerment in a conservative society. Among the most intriguing characters in the show is Luigi Poggi, a passionate young photographer whose creativity and ambition drive much of Playmen's visual transformation. His character stands out as someone who seems so real, viewers can't help but wonder, was Luigi Poggi actually a real photographer at Playmen? Or is he just a fictional character crafted to bring drama and emotion to the series? In Mrs. Playmen, Luigi Poggi is introduced as a fresh, ambitious photographer eager to prove himself in the male-dominated world of erotic media. As the story unfolds, he becomes one of the key creative forces behind Playmen's most iconic shoots, helping turn the magazine from a simple, risque publication into something revolutionary that celebrated sensuality, art, and female empowerment. His chemistry with other characters, especially his emotional connection with Chartreux, also gives viewers a closer look into the complexities of personal and professional life in Rome during the 1970s. He is portrayed as someone torn between passion, ambition, and identity, making him an emotional anchor of the show. However, despite how realistic and grounded Luigi Poggi's story feels, there is no evidence that he existed in real life. Historical records, interviews, and archival material about Playmen and its staff don't mention anyone named Luigi Poggi who worked at the magazine. So, it's safe to say that Poggi's character is fictional, a creative addition meant to enhance the story. Still, the character seems to draw inspiration from the many real photographers contributed to Playmen's rise during its golden era. When Adelina Tatilo took full control of the magazine, she gathered a group of talented and open-minded photographers who shared her artistic vision. Together, they helped transform Playmen into a publication that was not just erotic but also sophisticated, artistic, and even feminist in its approach to sexuality. The fictional Luigi Poggi represents the collective spirit of those real-life photographers. Each of them, like Poggi in the show, brought a unique perspective and artistic style that helped Playmen stand apart from other erotic magazines of the time. Unlike most publications that objectified women, Playmen, under Tatilo's direction, chose to portray women as empowered, confident, and unapologetically in control of their sexuality. This approach was revolutionary in Italy's socially conservative climate of the 1970s. Poggi's story in the series is therefore symbolic. Through him, the show pays tribute to the artists who shaped Playmen's visual identity and who helped Tatilo create a new cultural movement that mixed art, fashion, and eroticism. Adelina Tatilo herself was a real-life powerhouse. She and her husband Saro Balsamo started Playmen in the late 1960s, but when Balsamo's finances crumbled and he fled, Tatilo took full control of the magazine. Her vision changed everything. She didn't just want to create another adult magazine. She wanted to redefine what eroticism meant for women and society. Under her leadership, Playmen became a platform where beauty, politics, and progressive ideas merge. The photographs were sensual, but also tasteful and intelligent, often celebrating the individuality and confidence of the women featured. This artistic shift wouldn't have been possible without a strong team of creatives. In real life, several photographers worked closely with Totilo to develop the magazine's distinct aesthetic. Although their names may not have become household ones, their contributions helped Playmen achieve global recognition. Luigi Poggi, therefore, seems to embody these unsung heroes. His passion, artistic eye, and ability to balance eroticism with emotion mirror the qualities of the real artists who defined the magazine's golden era. Another important reason why Poggi's character resonates so strongly is that he adds emotional depth and modern relevance to the show. His romantic relationship with Chartreux gives the story a fresh angle that explores LGBTQ+ experiences in 1970s Rome, a time when same-sex relationships were still taboo and rarely discussed publicly. Through Poggi and Chartreux, the show highlights how Playmen and Adelina Tatilo's work went beyond just women's rights. It also touched on themes of acceptance, identity, and self-expression. This aspect of Poggi's character feels authentic because Tatilo's real-life publishing company did, in fact, champion LGBTQ representation. She launched Adam, Italy's first gay erotic magazine, which ran successfully for 5 years. It was a bold move that reflected her commitment to challenging societal norms and giving visibility to marginalized voices. In that sense, Luigi Poggi's presence serves multiple purposes. On one hand, he personifies the creative energy and innovation that fueled Playmen's success. On the other hand, he represents the emotional and social awakening that the 1970s brought to Italy, a time when art, sexuality, and freedom of expression were becoming tools of rebellion against the establishment. His journey in the series, from a young dreamer to a visionary photographer navigating love, ambition, and identity, mirrors the larger transformation happening in Italian culture during that period. Although Poggi himself never existed, the character adds authenticity to the world of Mrs. Playmen. Viewers get to experience the glamour and chaos of Tatilo's publishing empire through his eyes. His struggles, triumphs, and personal discoveries humanize the larger historical story, making it relatable to today's audience. Many modern viewers can see parts of themselves in Poggi, someone chasing creative dreams while trying to stay true to who they are in a world full of judgment and change. The choice to make Luigi Poggi a fictional character was likely intentional. By blending fictional and historical figures, the creators of Mrs. Playmen gained creative freedom to explore emotional themes without being constrained by real-life events. This artistic choice allows them to dramatize Playmen's rise while giving each character a personal journey that reflects different aspects of 1970s Italy. In Poggi's case, his youth, passion, and idealism contrast beautifully with Tatilo's bold determination and worldly wisdom. Their dynamic highlights the generational shift that defined that era, when young people began challenging old traditions, and women like Tatilo refused to be silenced. While Mrs. Playmen dramatizes certain events, it remains true to the essence of Adelina Tatilo's legacy. Her courage, vision, and unapologetic pursuit of artistic freedom paved the way for new conversations about gender and sexuality. Luigi Poggi's character amplifies that spirit. Through his camera lens, audiences witness the power of seeing people, especially women and LGBTQ dolls individuals, as more than just objects of desire. Instead, they become subjects of beauty, art, and liberation. So, was Luigi Poggi based on a real Playmen photographer? The answer is no. There's no historical record of him. But his character is a beautiful blend of truth and imagination. He reflects the spirit of the real photographers and artists who stood behind Tatilo and helped her transform Playmen into a cultural phenomenon. His fictional story gives a face to the creative movement that challenged taboos and redefined what freedom of expression could look like in Italy's conservative past. Ultimately, Mrs. Playmen isn't just about one woman's fight against censorship or one photographer's creative evolution. It's about how art, courage, and desire collided to change society forever. Luigi Poggi may not have existed, but his story feels real because it captures something universal. It's the power of creativity, identity, and love in the face of repression. His character reminds us that even in fictionalized history, truth can live through emotion, vision, and art. And that's what makes Mrs. Playmen so powerful. It's not just a biographical drama. It's a reflection of a cultural revolution told through the eyes of characters like Luigi Poggi, who, though imagined, carry the essence of the dreamers and rebels who changed Italian society one photograph at a time.